The new paradigm of high vibe relationships. They aren't what you think. An article by Jona Bryndis. Are you ready for a relationship where everything is out in the open? We all dream or hope to find our true love, soulmate or twin soul. But how many times have we believed that we had met the one true love or perfect partner, only to find ourselves in a state of disillusionment, heartbreak, or utter disappointment? What causes our hopes and dreams to shatter so easily? Why does love seem to run out over time? Is it bad luck? Karma? Or are we not good enough? What in us attracts those kind of low vibe relationships? Seen from an energetic perspective, the answer to why it seems so hard to find the right partner is probably all of the above. And yes, there is something in you that attracts certain kinds of relationship experiences, but not how you think. No matter how positive or open you think you are, building a happy and lasting relationship is not a matter of hit or miss. It's a matter of honest self-healing work. Energetically, love is an energetic state, a vibratory resonance that can come in lower and higher expression, depending on a person's personal virtues, morals, and alignment. So, without knowing what we feel, what we need, and what we want, love will remain a mystery to us. However, relationships and their patterns aren't mystical. Besides their karmic nature, just as all attractions and interactions in this universe are determined by intention, focus, resonance, and charge. The reason why relationships are a great mystery to us is that we have lost awareness of what relationships are for. Instead of seeing them as an opportunity to grow, we see them as a matter of performing and risk management, which often limits a relationship outcome to a hit or miss. This unconscious view doesn't allow for realizing the growth aspect of love and relationships. Low vibe relationships are doomed to fail because we're not aware of our unconscious expectations, ego defenses, and self-deception. In short, because we are unconscious. It is not aware to us how we want a partner to mirror back to us what we fall in love with. If they fail to live up to our projection of how we want them to be, we begin to seek flaws, either in them or ourselves. So for as long as we are unconscious of what relationships can do for us, we won't be able to see how our egos meddle with our good intentions and ultimately lower our vibratory expressions. There are way more unspoken and unconscious expectations determining our mate selection and relationship behaviors than we want to admit. For as long as we are not looking at those, relationships will continue to have a limited shelf life. To truly know if our love is true takes experience, patience, and the willingness to be truthful with ourselves. Once we realize that deep down we want to find in the other what we cannot find in ourselves, we can see that our true motivation is for our partner to bring out the best in us, our healed self. But is it our partner's or relationship's job to heal us? Isn't it our job to raise our own vibration and overcome our ego's fears first? To increase our own consciousness and to attract high vibe partners, we need to be willing to be vulnerable, know how to trust, and have good boundaries. High vibe relationships are the result of how well you can express yourself in a way that allows you, your partner, and your love to grow and not to run out like low-vibe relationships. High-vibe relationships aren't perfect. They're characterized by both partners being aware of the greater goal and the courage to take on the risks of loving with an open heart as a conscious self-healing task. So let's face it, for as long as we cannot discern the vibratory quality of our relationship, we cannot see the opportunity for growth. Our love can, and often is, based on many other things than true love. The true reason why we get pulled into low-vibe relationships is that we're driven by our ego's attempt to become able to love ourselves more. But why is that? We all know that empathy is a key in love matters. Empathy, or being empathic, is not a guarantee for paying conscious and loving attention to ourselves, though, in fact, the opposite is often the case. We get so distracted by wanting to be loved that we often forget to stay conscious of our own needs and wants. We override our inner signals and choose to brush over them because we were too busy trying to meet our partner's unspoken expectations. We get lost in our own guesswork. For empaths and energetically sensitives, this is a particularly difficult challenge. We're so used to mind reading and assuming we know how the other feels that we can easily get tangled up in how to make the other love us more. Instead of backing up and saying what we feel, we rely on imaginary signs, fantasies, or presumed vibrational matches, forgetting that building a loving and lasting relationship is a process of working out the kinks together. Regardless of our pure intentions, in this way, we unconsciously make it all about ourselves, without clear feeling, sensing, and thinking, and the courage to openly share our hopes, concerns, or difficulties. We cannot learn how to securely navigate the unspoken. We're not designed to live in isolation from another. Everything in us is geared toward interacting, sharing, and collaborating. So is our energy. And in times of global transformation, relationships become even more important to us. They can uplift us and show us meaning, which is why we feel this increased need for connection and true intimacy in these days. But we're tired of the repeats. The desire to heal our love issues comes from our self-growth and consciousness development. We cannot be told how true love is supposed to feel. It needs to originate in ourselves to be true. Therefore, to break through this cycle of unconscious needs, unexpressed feelings, and constant assuming, we need to shift our attitude toward relationships. Relationships are there to teach us about ourselves, how to better relate, interact, and express ourselves with others. They give us an opportunity to become more conscious and aware of our true values. If we keep running into the same problems with partners or avoid deeper relationships altogether, we lose out on this consciousness-raising opportunity. That said, we don't need a love relationship to raise our vibes, but it certainly speeds up our personal journey. All too often, and especially in times of rapid outer changes, unresolved aspects within ourselves, the fear of making mistakes, being rejected, or simply surviving, often pop up in form of toxic relationship patterns. They show us power games, push-pull, gaslighting, emotional manipulation, control behaviors, etc., you name it, in all our relationships, not just romantically. Because we don't understand the mechanisms that lead us to getting caught in our own ego defenses, we cannot see how these unresolved internal issues show as long-term problems in all areas of our lives. There's no judgment in what we find to be our hopes and dreams, or why we choose to be in a relationship or not. But if we regard our relationships as indicators of our own vibes, we can gain more clarity about our true motivation, rather than obsessing about whether our partner truly loves us or not, without feeling guilty. We all have stuff that needs to be resolved. Becoming more clear about our stuff allows us to become more true to ourselves and others with it. It raises our vibration. If we keep running into the same issues with others over and over again without getting pinged to change something, it will lower our vibes, and with it, our creativity and ability to manifest the life we want altogether. Relationships are training grounds for overcoming fear, judgment, anger, survival, lust, and self-centeredness. Love can give us the needed motivation and courage to grow past our own limitations. Energy awareness can help us with this. If we shift our focus away from the emotional aspects and unprocessed memories of the past, and learn to focus on our energy in the present moment, we can learn to trust in ourselves better. These signals, be they physical, emotional, mental, spiritual, or energetic in nature, can help us to form a more accurate roadmap to understanding ourselves, and thus prevent us from getting tangled up in our own ego defenses. This way of relationship training can be learned by learning to discern our inner responses and focusing on our true feeling from within. Many of our confusions can be circumvented or resolved. Love integrity is such a training. It teaches us the new paradigm of relationship awareness and the tools to systematically strengthen our empathy with a solid understanding of our own needs, wants, and boundaries. The love integrity journey will take you to a new level of self-discovery, reflection, and healing. It will show you previously unknown, unexplored, and hidden treasures within you, and will help you to love the deeper dimensions of yourself. Learn how to gently take your power back, and let this course assist you in how to work with this new understanding of yourself in your present or future relationships. The more actively we engage in loving attention and growth, the easier it will become to recognize how little we used to be able to feel self-love, and with it, our true needs and wants. Energy-based self-healing work offers a vital tool for better understanding the true nature of our relationships and self-love. It can help us to transform from stereotypical power control patterns, codependency, or fantasy bonds into an expression of true and unconditional love and lovingness. If we want to know if it's high or low vibe love, we need to learn to embrace our fears and choose relationship as a self-healing opportunity. Thank you. Jona Bryndis is an energy healer, coach, and visionary, and founder of transCODES Energy Healing. transCODES offers a variety of energy coaching and training modalities. If you are interested in my weekly energy updates and energy talks, or want to learn more about my energy awareness training classes, energetics of relationships, or for personal energy coaching sessions, go to my website, www.transcodes.com. Thank you for listening.